Have you ever met someone who seems to understand you better than you understand yourself? Someone who listens like they've spent a lifetime studying human emotions, yet somehow remains as mysterious as a locked diary? If you've ever crossed paths with an INFJ, the rarest personality type known as the advocate, you'll know they're masters of empathy, wisdom, and secrecy. But here's the twist. While they're busy untangling your feelings, they're hiding a vault of secrets they'll never reveal. What's really going on behind that calm, thoughtful exterior? Buckle up. Today, we're peeling back the layers to uncover the 12 things INFJs never tell anyone. And trust me, you've never heard these truths explained so plainly. 1. I feel everyone's pain, and it's exhausting. Imagine walking into a room and instantly sensing the mood, like a human radar picking up hidden anger, silent stress, or unspoken grief. For INFJs, this isn't a superpower, it's their everyday reality. Their brains are wired to absorb emotions like sponges. They notice the way your voice cracks when you're lying, the flicker of sadness in your eyes when you say, "I'm fine," or the tension in a crowded space that everyone else ignores. But here's what they'll never admit. It drains them. They'll sit with you for hours, helping you process a breakup or a career crisis, nodding patiently as you vent. But afterward, they'll collapse into bed, mentally fried, feeling like they've run a marathon. Why don't they tell you? Because they're terrified of being labeled too sensitive or dramatic. So they suffer in silence, hiding behind a smile, and retreat to solitude to recharge. To the outside world, they seem aloof or distant. But really, they're just trying to survive the emotional tsunami they've absorbed from others. 2. I've already predicted this friendship's end. Months ago. INFJs have a creepy ability to see the future of relationships. Spend 5 minutes with someone, and they'll mentally map out how things will unfold. If they sense you're insincere, manipulative, or just not a good fit for their life, they'll file that thought away like a secret dossier. But instead of saying, "Hey, this isn't going to work," they'll stick around, hoping they're wrong. They'll give you endless chances, all while quietly preparing for the day things fall apart. It's like watching a storm approach on the horizon. They see it coming but don't warn anyone, fearing they'll sound paranoid or pessimistic. When the friendship finally crumbles, they're already emotionally detached, having mourned the loss months earlier. But they'll never let you know they saw it coming. 3. My people-pleasing isn't kindness, it's survival. You've probably noticed INFJs avoid conflict like it's a landmine. They'll nod along to opinions they hate, laugh at jokes that make them cringe, or swallow their needs to keep the peace. But this isn't just about being nice, it's a survival tactic. INFJs know their depth and intensity can scare people off. They've been called too serious, too idealistic, or too much in the past. So they wear masks, morphing into whatever version of themselves you want to see. At work, they're the agreeable team player. With friends, they're the cheerful listener. In relationships, they're the perfect partner. But inside, they're screaming, "This isn't me." They'd rather play a role than risk rejection, even if it means hiding their true thoughts, hobbies, or passions. 4. I cry over problems that don't even exist. INFJs don't just worry about today, they obsess over tomorrow. A casual comment like, "We need to talk," from a partner? They'll spiral into imagining breakup scenarios, custody battles, and living alone with 10 cats. A news headline about climate change? They'll lose sleep picturing apocalyptic wastelands. Their minds are Hollywood directors, creating blockbuster dramas for every worst-case scenario. But they'll shrug it off with a casual, "I'm fine," because admitting this feels like confessing to madness. They'll downplay their anxiety as overthinking and beat themselves up for being irrational, even though their intuition is usually scarily accurate. 5. I secretly judge your life choices, but hate myself for it. INFJs have sky-high standards for themselves and others. They'll cheer you on as you quit your job to start a risky business, but inside, they're thinking, "This'll crash by Tuesday." Their gut screams warnings when they see you dating a toxic partner, splurging on debt, or making impulsive decisions. But they'll bite their tongue, terrified of sounding judgmental or controlling. Later, they'll beat themselves up. "Who am I to judge?" maybe I'm wrong. It's a guilt-ridden cycle of silent opinions and self-loathing. They'll beat themselves up for being hypocrites, while secretly wishing they could scream, "I'm trying to save you from disaster." 6. I'm terrified no one will ever truly get me. INFJs crave deep connection like oxygen. But here's the irony. The closer they get to someone, the lonelier they feel. They'll have 3 a.m. conversations about philosophy, love, and the meaning of life, yet still walk away feeling like misunderstood aliens. But few people can match their intensity or curiosity. Most folks prefer small talk or surface-level bonding, but INFJs want to dive into the ocean of your soul. When they realize your content splashing in the shallow end, they'll hide their disappointment. They'll settle for fragments of understanding, all while aching for someone to say, "I see all of you, the chaos, the dreams, the fears, and I'm not running away." But voicing this fear? Too risky. So they lock it away, smiling through the loneliness. 7. My daydreams are more real than my reality. INFJs don't just zone out, they build entire universes in their heads. During a boring meeting, they're mentally writing novels, scripting TED Talks, or fantasizing about rescuing a stranger from a burning building. Their imagination is so vivid that real life often feels dull in comparison. They'll daydream about passionate love stories, heroic acts, or idealized versions of their future, only to snap back to reality and feel a pang of disappointment. But they'll dismiss it as silly or childish, fearing others will mock them for being unrealistic. 8. I've ghosted you because you hurt me 6 months ago. INFJs forgive but never forget. If you betray their trust, they'll act like nothing happened, but that moment is etched into their memory like a tattoo. Months later, they might suddenly vanish from your life, leaving you confused. The truth? They've replayed the hurt 1,000 times, analyzing every word and gesture, until walking away felt like the only way to survive. They'd rather disappear than confront you, fearing drama or emotional outbursts. They'll convince themselves it's kinder to ghost you than to explain how deeply you wounded them. 9. I'm a hypocrite, and I know it. INFJs preach authenticity but wear masks every day. They'll urge you to be yourself, while editing their own thoughts to fit in. They'll advocate for self-care but work themselves to exhaustion helping others. This hypocrisy gnaws at them, but admitting it feels like failing their life's mission. They'll bury the guilt and push forward, hoping no one notices the gap between their words and actions. 10. I love you, but I might leave to feel safe. INFJs are famous for door slamming, cutting people off without warning. But here's the heartbreaking truth. Sometimes they leave because they care too much. If they believe they're holding you back, or if the relationship is toxic, they'll vanish to free you. It's a twisted form of self-sacrifice. I'll break my own heart so you can grow. But they'll never explain, leaving you to wonder, what did I do wrong? They'd rather be seen as cold than admit they're protecting you from themselves. 11. My quiet confidence is 90% fake. INFJs radiate calm, wise energy, like human Xanax. People flock to them for advice, assuming they've got life figured out. But inside, they're often a mess of self-doubt. They'll lie awake thinking, was my advice terrible? Did I sound arrogant? Before social events, they'll panic. What if I'm awkward? What if everyone hates me? But they'll walk in with a relaxed smile, pretending they're unfazed. It's exhausting, like an actor performing a role 24/7. 12. I've given up on my dreams to fix yours. INFJs are secret martyrs. They'll shelve their own goals to help you chase yours, coaching you through job hunts, supporting your creative projects, or playing therapist to your problems. They'll tell themselves, my purpose is to serve others, but deep down, resentment simmers. Not toward you, but themselves. Why can't I prioritize my own dreams? But they'll never admit this, drowning the guilt in busyness. Conclusion. So there you have it, the raw, unfiltered truths INFJs bury beneath their calm exteriors. They're not just the counselors or the idealists. They're warriors battling storms of emotion, sacrificing pieces of themselves to keep others safe. If you've got an INFJ in your life, remember, their silence isn't coldness, it's self-preservation. That overthinking? It's them trying to fix a world they feel too deeply. And to every INFJ watching, your contradictions don't make you broken. They make you human. The world needs your compassion, your vision, and your quiet strength. But don't forget to save some of that magic for yourself. If this hit home, smash that like button and share it with the INFJ who's been hiding these struggles. Drop a comment below. Which truth shocked you most? Stay curious, stay kind, and we'll see you in the next video.